Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Poor posture can not only lead to neck and back pain, it can also cause headaches. Here with easy ways to improve our posture, we welcome back chiropractor Dr. Chris Cooper. Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Thanks for joining us. We have a lot to get to today. Let's talk about all the different ways our posture can have negative impacts if we're not really paying attention and doing it correctly.
Yes, so let's start with the upper part.
Yeah.
When we roll our shoulders forward, it puts stress on the back of our back and neck. You know, your head weighs about 12 to 16 pounds, and here it weighs 12 to 16 pounds, but as you start to lean forward, the physics of it make it weigh more.
Like we all do every day on our computer and our phone.
You know, like 35 pounds might be this, and like 45 pounds might be something like this if you're out in here. But it's not bad for a short time, but if you do this for an extended period of time, those muscles get sore.
Over and over and over.
You know, if you held a weight in your hand all day long, you'd be like, why is my arm so sore? Like, of course it is. And the same with our upper back and neck. Also, when you start to collapse the chest, you decrease lung space, and so you're getting less oxygen.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of other things that go along with it, like, you know, we're programmed to, you know, this exudes confidence and power, and this exudes, you know, less confident and maybe negative energy. And so staying here can also like make you feel good. It can improve your mood.
That's true.
And just the opposite, this could like kind of send you into a blue space.
And when you have that pain, it can really radiate into what manifests as an actual headache.
Exactly.
Okay.
These muscles that connect all the way up the back of our neck and into our head, they can radiate pain, and that can become what's called a tension headache.
Okay.
And it's really emanating from the muscles of our upper back and neck.
Okay, so you have good ideas for us on how to alleviate some of that pain and counteract some of our bad habits.
Yes.
Okay.
So easy stuff to think about. If you have a rope or a string attached to your chest, pulling straight up, or you can think of it attached to your head, pulling straight up, you rise tall, you take your shoulder blades and squeeze them just slightly together, and you can also drop them down like you're trying to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pocket.
Okay.
Just engaging the lower trapezius muscle, which is the opposite of the upper trapezius.
That's a lot of times how you start a new workout or yoga practice. You just begin with that good posture and it sets you up for a much better experience.
These coaches teach this because this is neutral.
Yeah.
This is not neutral.
Okay. We're neutral.
Yes,
okay. What's next?
Is good. So another thing to think about is lower body posture. Lower body posture, you know, is often talked about like pelvic tilt. And so, you know, you think of the Kim Kardashians of the world. They have, you know, their pelvis tilts forward and their butt sticks out.
Okay.
We have the Farmer Johns of the world.
Okay.
You know, the butt tucks away.
The opposite, yeah.
Yeah, exact opposite. Both of those are an extreme that we don't want to be living in.
Okay.
You know, it either stretches out the low back or it pinches the low back. And so somewhere in the middle is where you want to be.
Do you have a way to find that comfortably so you kind of know you're in the right place?
Yes, this is the trick. So find your hips, find your hip bones. You know, maybe your thumb is on the back and your pointer, your middle finger is on the front.
Okay.
And now practice tilting backwards and forward.
Yeah.
You can kind of see my belt line kind of changing shape. So you go to the extreme, and then you find the middle, and that's where you kind of lock it in.
Okay.
And you're locking it in with your butt muscles, you're locking it in with your stomach muscles. And this is where we're supposed to try to live most of the time. Obviously, you can't be perfect 100% of the time.
Right.
But if you could live here most of the time, it relieves like low back tightness. A lot of people have that like clenching low back.
Yeah.
And that's usually because the low back is just constantly engaged because of the weird posture we're in.
Okay, so you can kind of remind yourself of the extremes of it to find the neutral place.
Exactly.
We have about a minute left. Did you have another kind of lunge position to show us?
So sometimes when you're in that clenchy low back, you can stretch out the hip flexors and it will relieve some of that tension. So what you do is you get into a big lunge stance, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, get your toes pointed both straight ahead, and you're going to lunge where your knee is kind of over the toe and then arch your back.
Oh, okay.
And you're trying to square up your hips, because if you're out here, you're not going to feel it, but if you're square, you will. And the more you arch, the more you're going to feel it on that back leg.
Yeah.
And you could go deep and you can kind of play it out, and whatever's good on the knees, whatever's good on the hips. You don't want to push it too hard.
Good reminders. Okay, I'm going to get myself in better shape for the long weekend ahead. Thank you so much. It was great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll have more at-home tips from Dr. Chris on our website at katu.com. Just head to our website there and we will link you. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.